What's up, nerd and nerdettes? It's time for a Superpower Shortie. This superpower is a splinter off the branch of plant manipulation. So sit down and get set for vine manipulation. Being perhaps the most stereotypical and portrayed plant-based power, users of this ability can create, shape, and manipulate vines, tendrils, stems, or runners of a plant. More importantly, plants with a growth habit consisting of or similar to trailing, climbing stems or runners, like mentioned earlier, specialized stems, leaves, or petioles with a thread-like shape. These types are commonly possessed by climbing plants for support, attachment, and cellular invasion by parasitic plants, which will normally take the form of entwining, wrapping themselves around suitable hosts. A user of this ability can cause vines to grow, develop thorns, move and attack with vines, mutate by rearranging DNA structures, and reviving withered or dead vines. You know what? The user can even sprout other forms of plants from their vines exclusively. Funny thing about vines is that they're normally portrayed in popular culture to be devastating weapons, even in the more mild examples. Just like tentacles on squids or its mythical cousin the kraken, tendril-based weaponry, aka thread-based weaponry, are known for their flexibility and confusing nature. Because there are no bones, cartilage, or similar material present in a tentacle, vine, or most forms of tendrils found in nature, this gives that particular appendage the ultimate form of flexibility. That level of flexibility, in conjunction with the solid and tightly packed organic structure of a tendril, tentacle, or in this case a compact plant material, will be able to produce velocity far faster than an endoskeletal organism and can impart much more force. Don't believe me? Think back to all the times you got beat for sneaking downstairs and watching TV when everybody else in the house was asleep. No? Too personal? Okay, well, how about being in the locker room after hours or playing sports, like all nerds, and your friend decides to wet a towel and twist it? I don't need to tell you how much it hurts getting hit with a belt or a wet towel. So imagine the plant-like equivalent going to town on you. Yeah, that's not fun, but still very similar to the other plant-based abilities I've covered on this channel. So much so that I'm not going to even insult you guys by trying to be all unique and philosophical with this power and just end up repeating the same thing. Vines are a type of flora, and all flora operate on plant-based rules. But you know what has no rules and in fact would rather enlighten you than strangle you, like users of this power? That merciful like and subscribe button. No rap, no tangle, no crunch. So do us all a favor and hit that like and subscribe button, or else we could all end up like Seymour. Wait, did he get eaten? And since vines are a type of plant, like mentioned earlier, that also operate on these plant-based rules you guys call them, if you want an explanation of its symbolization or info on its history and lore, check out my video on plant manipulation. You'll also get to hear my self-analysis of its importance in both world culture and popular culture. The link is in the description. I love doing this part. But since vines, like stated earlier, can be found in a thread-like state naturally in nature, it wouldn't be too much of a bind, or stretch, or twist to include thread manipulation to that as well. So, if you're looking for more ways this ability can be used outside the normal planty stuff, then check out my video on thread manipulation. The link is in the description. Now, with the power to manipulate vines comes the natural ability to attack with, defend with, and control vines with vine attacks. You can control other objects using vine in a push or pull manner via telekinesis. And since the number one thing that vines are known for consists of the flora wrapping itself around the target, no matter if it's a tree or a person, let's add binding to the list as well. And I swear I'm not being condescending with this next part, but what is the most common weapon, well, at least to me, that are associated with plants? More specifically, vines. Ding, 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 whips, exactly. So, users will be able to create plant-based lashes made out of vines with chlorokinetic whip generation. And since you're out here whooping people like you're a nun, why not get rid of the need to rely on outside sources of stems and really become a nightmare with vine generation? And take that ability a step farther, and you can take on the property of what you produce with vine mimicry. Continuing from that, if you can control the plant from the outside and take on its form, then why shouldn't you be able to do the same to the inside of the plant itself with property manipulation? This can take the form of giving vines a measure of external defense normally found in hedge plants or rose bushes via spike protrusion. And last but certainly not least, with the ability to manipulate the property of vines, manipulating and harnessing the natural energy they possess is completely in the realm of possibilities, which could be a mix of kinetic, spiritual, because plants are alive, solar, nature, or chloroplastic-based energy, with a vine-based version of floral energy manipulation. That certainly isn't all, since vines are a type of plant, like I've said numerous times before. If you want to learn any more about how this power can be applied, just check out my videos on plant manipulation and thread manipulation. Those two really stick out to me as being the closest to this power in the index so far. All you have to do is replace the word plant and thread with vine, and you can pretty much accomplish the same thing, just with a visual stylistic difference.